Well, Mark, after Tuesday's match, we spoke after the match and you said that you were hoping to get clearance on Louis Vuitton. So I guess the first question is, how is that progressing?
Still not got it. Still not got it, which is obviously disappointing, but we are hopeful before Saturday.
Well, that's something. You think it's likely to go through? Is there just one of the delays with the international? It seems they often take longer, don't they?
Should be through. You know, it'd be a week, so no excuse for it taking any longer. So we're trying to push. And get that through for the weekend.
Because that is a position that you really need to strengthen in, isn't it? Which was showcased on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think Alex Fisher's done really well. He's, I'm asking him not to do too much work outside of the penalty area width, but he's led the line pretty well. Won his headers, got hold of things, but we need to put more quality balls in the box, no matter who plays there, to give them opportunities to score. That is for sure.
And attacking players, they feed off confidence, don't they? You have got some players that weren't involved in the squad, but they are quite young, aren't they? Jake Scrimshaw, Will Dawes. Have you been able to sort of look at them in training and see how they're progressing?
Yeah, I think when you come to a new club or you start a new job in a club, you're looking for, you're just trying to find the formula, and you tend, you do base some of your decisions on training, and I think you have to do, and all the players have to perform day in, day out in training to make sure that they either stay in your thoughts or they come into your thoughts for the next game.
And I know you were really pleased with the second half on Tuesday. How much do you think, if you on Saturday can take the lead, that would just give the whole squad a boost?
Yeah, I think it's just we just want the players to be enthusiastic and enjoy coming to work every day, and I think we're trying to put things on for them that they look forward to coming in and take that into the game. And I think if we can get that enthusiasm for a longer spell in the game, ideal if we can start with it. Of course, we don't want to, we don't go out and say, tell you what lads, we'll start really slow, and we've just got to keep them upbeat, and I'm sure they'll be fine.
And the midfield looked improved as well. I spoke to Matt Worthington after the game. You've worked with him before at Forest Green. How much do you think he'll benefit from the new signings that you've brought in?
Matt's got really good energy and drive, and he can run. He can run forward. So I think you saw in the second half, when he's on the front foot and he's running forward, he's a real threat. So yeah, I'm glad that we've got him.
And it seemed that he liked having wingers either side as well, which he hasn't throughout this season.
Yeah, I like to play with wide forwards that have got pace and can run at people, and I think that's important that we have that attacking intent, and it gives the midfield players a chance to get in the box as well. No crosses are coming in. Matt and the other midfield players can get in the box and try and add goals to the game. And
have the three loanees now been able to sort of get to know their teammates after being thrown in on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think the players are making them feel welcome and looking after them, and it always takes time. It can take time, but if you look at Andrew, his performance was very good just by using his pace and having no fear, and that's what we want to have. We want a team that has no fear. We respect the opposition, but we don't fear them, and we go and get after them.
And on Saturday, Gateshead visit, sitting second bottom. I'm sure you're aware, you've watched a lot of Yeovil games before you've even joined, that it seemed like Yeovil played better against the teams higher in the division. They've got to get points against the ones around them, haven't they?
Yeah, I've watched Gateshead. They're a really good football team. Play some really good football. Probably not got the results they've deserved, but they won't abandon their principles. They're going to keep trying to play and be difficult to play against. So it's like any game in this league. There is no easy games, and you have to perform on the day, and we have to be on the front foot. We've got to be enthusiastic and go and get after the opposition, whoever we play.
Yeah, because actually playing a team sort of so close to you can put more pressure on the players, can't it?
Yeah, and I think you sense that around the stadium, but we've got to we've got to negate that. We've just got to go and play and enjoy ourselves. That's the message. It's a game of football. What's the worst thing that can happen? We want the players to play like they were when they were at school in the playground and have that enthusiasm and enjoyment.
And there definitely is potential in this squad, isn't there? I mean, in terms of particularly defensively, I mean, Yeovil have conceded less than Chesterfield, which is quite remarkable, really.
Yeah, we. If you look at our XG stats, we are. I think we're joint worst for expected goals and chances created, and we're in the top 4 for expected goals against, and that's pretty much where we are. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to tell us where we need to improve. But we have to keep the balance. Of course we want to be good defensively, but we want to try and, of course, we want to be better in an attacking sense. So we have to find that balance.
And it's been a couple of weeks now, and just overall, how are you enjoying the challenge? Because it's a challenging job, isn't it?
I'm really enjoying it. More grey hairs, but I'm really enjoying it. People have been, staff and everyone that I've met have been really good and made me feel welcome, and I'm really enjoying it.
And is the atmosphere good around the club? Because sometimes when you're struggling for results, it can filter through, can't it? But is there a more positive vibe? Players
have been really good. I must say they've been a really, really good group, and you hear managers say that a lot, but they genuinely are. And the staff, everybody have been. There's a good feeling. So, it's always better with a couple of wins. So if you can get a couple of wins, then the whole world seems a different place.
Well, good luck on Saturday, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You're settling in.
I am.
Would you say you're any closer to the promised land yet?
Well, it depends where the promised land is.
Well, I'll win, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think we just have to keep working and day by day, and it will come. I'm not too down about that. I think there's a win round the corner, and we don't look as though we're ever out of games. We always look we're in a game and we're going to have a chance to win it. And if we can stay defensively sound, then we can just tweak that top half of the pitch, then we'll be all right.
Well, certainly, second half on Tuesday was better. A little bit disappointing that the crowd weren't sort of responding to you better, but I mean, if you can keep that sort of level of performance going, I mean, surely, as you say, a win's going to come. It's got to.
I thought the fans were really good in the second half.
Yeah.
I thought they got right behind the team, attacking that end. I thought the fans were great. The players certainly commented after the game about supporting the second half, and that's just by having a go and being on the front foot, getting a few crosses in the box. That's what fans want to see. And you don't turn up to a game and expect, I think, fans just to be cheering, and you have to give them something. You have to give them something to go on, whether that's a cross, a shot, to get them off their seats. And in the second half we did that, and they responded.
You've brought in 4 new players. Well, if we count Liam Britton as being here, is it? No, it's not Leon, is it? It's Louis. I knew it was
Leon Britton played for. I wish we had him.
Yeah, I was thinking he played for Swansea, doesn't he? That's right. Yeah. But can you tell us what do you feel that the 4 players bring to the job now, as far as Yeovil is concerned? I mean, you obviously have picked players that you think will help. What's their particular sort of selling point, shall we say?
Well, I think you have to understand it's when you're midway through a season, and in the position you are, there's only a certain, people are not going to let you have Ronaldo, Messi. No. So we have to be particular, and we have to try and find the best players we can for the positions we need. But the players that we've brought, I think, when you're recruiting, the players you bring in have to be of a standard as to improve what you've got.
Yeah.
There's no point bringing in players that are not as good as the ones we've got. We have to try and bring in players that can push the players we've got on, and that's what we've tried to do. So Louis Britton just has got a record of scoring goals. He's scored in the Championship.
Yeah.
he just scores goals, whether that's in training or on the pitch. He will score goals at some point. Anthony Giorgio has got a pedigree. He's an international, and once he settles, he will be technically really good for us. Andrew, the right winger, is pace and just no fear, and he helps us get up the pitch. And Jamie Andrews got man of the match the other night.
Yeah.
So he looks a real good, stylish midfield player that's 6 foot, 6'1". So it's just about trying to help the group that are already here.
Presumably, though, your contact base, should we say, your little black book, you've obviously had the experience and you've done it for a while now. So, are we relying too much on your own personal contacts? Because presumably you've got a lot.
Listen, recruitment is difficult, and recruitment this level is the biggest part of the jigsaw and the one that you have to get right, especially when you haven't got loads of money. So it's difficult. There's no, and based where we are and where we are in the table, people are loath to give you top players.
Yeah.
But I think the recruitment we've done while we've been here is good. So it's just small steps and trying to improve the squad as we go. But of course, you're trying to rely on your contacts.
Yeah, quite. Finally, Charlie Wakefield has put up a video about mental health. Man Up. I expect you've seen it. Do you think that's going to help your players in particular? Because obviously we're interested in Yeovil in particular, but it seems like a very worthwhile exercise. I don't know what you feel about it.
I think anything that brings these issues to light is good, and it's just about people talking, isn't it? I think it's a different world, different society now, and people are more open about things like that. Certainly when I played, you couldn't do that.
No.
But if it helps one person, then it's worthwhile. And I did see the video. It's well put together.
Yeah.
And I don't know what helps him with that.
A little bit.
And so listen, it's good, and hopefully we can get Charlie back and fit and on the pitch as well.
Talking of injuries, have you got any coming back at the weekend?
So we won't have Morgan Williams won't be right for the weekend. Charlie Wakefield won't be ready for the weekend, and Lawson Dath. They'll all be available the following week.
Right, but they are making progress.
Yeah, slowly.
Yeah.
They'll be available hopefully for the Notts County game.
Great. Okay, thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Hi Mark, how are you doing?
Right, good, thank you.
Just touching back on Charlie's documentary, is there enough being done by the FA and those above to help players speak up if they need to?
I think so. I think it's more readily accepted that, and people are there. Within the football world, there is like the PFA or the LMA for a manager, PFA for the players, that you can call on and get really good advice and really good help. But like I said, like anything that brings it to light can only help.
Definitely. And just talking about yourself, you've got your contract's 2.5 years, is it? Does that give you confidence to know that you can probably mould the squad you've got now, but also maybe build something in the future as well?
Good question. Listen, the contracts, there's always a way out. Like contracts don't mean a lot today in football, but I'm looking forward to building the squad. Of course, it's always evolving, and there'll be people come, people go, and that's football. But we have to try and strive to improve the squad all the time, and never stand still. And when you do that, the players that are already here have to face the challenge that somebody's coming in to take my place. I've got to raise that level, and that's where you get a real good squad and that real competitive edge to it.
It probably isn't high on the agenda, but Yeovil will start their defence of their Somerset Premier Cup in the week. What sort of squad do you think you'll be looking at? Would it be a mix of young players and players that maybe not had enough time so far in your reign?
I'm concentrating on Saturday, but there will be some of the boys that need to play will play, because there's nothing like a game to get that match sharpness, and there's 4 or 5 that will play that need to play.
Good luck for Saturday.